All right. I decided to come back and we'll do normal true crime where everyone can voice their opinion and sort of have what they want to say. We can't do that with the Patterson trial, but we can do it with this Australian news that broke tonight. It's a shame that we had to get rid of that other one because we already talked about it, but that's okay. That's okay. Did everyone woosah a little bit? Did everyone woosah? I ate some fries. That's what I did. I went and got some fries and hung out. So I know everyone was waiting for the Aaron Patterson stuff, but we'll do that tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Kylie. I'm Phoebe's mum.
Yeah. All right. All right, we're back. Yeah, I'm still wearing my jacket because it's freezing outside. Like it is cold as duck nuts out there. Yeah, so I didn't want to waste tonight. I was like, well, that would really suck if we wasted tonight and we didn't have something to show for it. So I was like, well, I'll come back and we will hang out for a little bit. Hang out for a little bit, talk true crime. Good to see you all. There probably was no notification of this going out because it got started late, so that's probably why. You're sweating outside. I went outside to get those fries that I just ate. It was freaking icy. It is so icy cold outside in Melbourne tonight. It's freezy. You got one? Okay. I'm glad you got one. Hey Charisma, what's up? What's up, girl? Good to see you. Um yeah, so this is probably the biggest breaking news in Australia tonight. It is that Phoebe Bishop, her roommates, have been charged now with murder. And they have been charged with 1 count of murder plus 2 counts of hold on, what is it? See, now even I don't know. We read it like 50 times before. Bloody hell, throat. Come on. What is it? Let's have a look. I shouldn't have eaten. I shouldn't have scoffed all those fries. Where is it? Is this the old one? Oh, that's the old one. Hold on. Let's go here. Missing update. It's interfere. I was going to say concealment of a corpse, which they might get done with that too, but it's not. It's yeah, interfering with a corpse. So if we go to Queensland law, what does that actually detail? Like, what is that offense? And what it typically involves is improperly or indecently interfering with a dead human body or human remains, whether buried or not. The specific act that constitutes it could be intentionally engaging with sexual activity with a corpse, removing body parts from a corpse, or offering indignity to a corpse. It could also be something like just moving it around. Hold on. Queensland. Let me see what the Queensland legislation is. So it's an offence under section 236 of the Criminal Code 1899. Specifically, it is a crime to improperly or indecently interfere or offer any indignity to a dead human body or remains, whether buried or not. This also includes neglecting any duty related to burial or disposition of a human body without lawful justification. And it can be neglecting burial duties or just offering any sort of indignity to the So if we go here, I can show you. So this is the legislation here from Queensland. So improperly interfered with a dead. So the defendant is charged that on a date at a place, he/she improperly interfered with a dead human body, namely that of whoever the victim is. This charge is brought under Section 236 of the Criminal Code, which says any person who, without lawful justification or excuse, the proof of which lies on the person, improperly or indecently interferes with or offers any indignity to any dead human body, whether buried or not, is guilty of a misdemeanor. So there you go. That's from the Queensland law. This is from their law review that they did. This is the yeah. So that is the difference. I think sometimes Australian wording, especially as it relates to law things, can be very sterile, especially with the naming. It took them a long time to rename the SA charges. So when they had the SA charges, they used to be called like cardinal knowledge and things like that. And a lot of those were only updated in the early 2000s, so less than 20 years ago. Some of them were not updated until the 2010s in different places in Australia. So the wording for some of these charges has, yeah, just not really been upgraded with the times. Good to see you all. Good to see you all. Hope you're having a great night. I think we've found, for the people who want the Aaron Patterson stuff, I think we've found a middle ground. I was doing some research while I was eating the fries, and I think we found a middle ground. So we'll test it out tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes. But I'll make everyone keenly aware as soon as the live stream goes. As soon as the live stream goes, you guys are going to get a thumbnail that comes on the screen, and it's going to detail all the subjudice stuff, what it means, all that type of stuff, and it'll give you a fair warning of what is expected within the chat. So that there'll be a legal disclaimer under the video, and we'll have a pinned post in the chat. So I'm sorry for yelling at people. These trials get a little stressful. They get a little sticky, and they just. Rory, stop being mental. I'll tell you this. I will tell you why I am so stressed when the trial finishes. Okay? Sound good? I promise you. And when I tell you, you'll understand why I'm very, very freaked out about this. But I can't tell you until the trial finishes, okay? But there is a reason behind it. Julie says, I wish they would modernize. Yeah, I agree. Hey, Fran, how are you? Yeah, I'm sorry about the swear words before, okay? Well, I actually ordered a chicken parma with chips or fries, but I ate the fries and left the chicken. I'll eat that when we finish here. It's like a giant flat chicken with like cheese and jalapenos and things. Yeah, so I've started making that thumbnail video. So that'll actually be when we do the Aaron Patterson stuff, that'll actually be your intro, not this. So normally we get this stupid thing, this thing. But the next one you'll get will actually be a rolling video detailing all the legal requirements, okay? Maybe we should have done that a while ago, but for the most part, everyone had been pretty good. Everyone had actually been pretty good in the chat for 28 days or 27 days or whatever it is. We had very few problems, very few. And most people had been really, really good. I think people get so used to talking about USA cases that they apply it everywhere, and it's, you know, it just it's not deliberate, I don't think, and I don't think anyone was being malicious or anything. I just, yeah, just how it is, right? Oh, you guys will find out after the trial. Eh. Muffin. Oi. Stop. Your sister doesn't want to play. He's like bouncing around trying to get Rory to tackle him. He wants to fight her. I don't know why. Muff. What are you doing? Huh? Come here. I don't think he wants to come to Dad. All right. So, yeah, there are calls some bodies killed by suspected criminal activity examined by spiritual. This is interesting, actually. Check this out. It says here, there are, of course, some exceptions to this particular legislation. Bodies of persons killed by suspected criminal activity are examined by medical specialists whose examination obviously required obviously required interference with the body. Another example is well known. There is in this country a program by which persons while alive indicate that after death they wish their organs to be available for transplant. The removal of organs for that purpose would not be improper. The principle underlying this part of our criminal law is that every civilized society imposes on its members an obligation to dispose decently of the dead. In our society, the usual means of burial or cremation. The obligation falls primarily on the family members, but it extends to other people such as hotel keeper, landlord of premises in which a person dies. If there is no family or family can't be found, the obligation to dispose decently of the body means disposing of it intact. This is because it is recognized in all civilized societies that an insult or indignity inflicted on a dead body is an offense to the living. So they're saying when you desecrate human remains, possibly by cutting them up or improperly burying them, you are committing a crime under this law. So they don't have Phoebe's body. At least I've not read that. So how do they know what happened to her, and why did they charge them with this this thing? Here, let me double check my sources here. Yeah. So they're due to appear in Bundaberg Magistrates Court tomorrow on Friday. So we should get a press conference after that from QPS. And it says detectives continue to investigate this matter and physical searches will continue as needed as information is provided. Here's this this guy. Look, there he is. Now charged with murder. Here he is. This is when he was outside the police station. We're all going to see him at Bundaberg Court in the morning. I told you when this happened, I actually wonder if that's why police waited till so late in the day to charge them. Like they waited till about like 8:30 at night. And I wonder if that was deliberate. Because I wonder if it was sort of like 4 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m., something like that. Like this town is going to explode. I just have a strange feeling that court tomorrow might be really busy. That there might be a lot of people wanting to get into the mention hearing or initial hearing that they're going to have at Bundaberg Magistrates Court in town. If they are indeed charged with the murder of Phoebe Bishop, then I hope they give up the body where they put her, so her mum can take her home. You know, that's the only decent thing left to do, is to allow her to be taken home. You know, if she's not with us anymore, then that's the only decent thing. Rory, what are you doing? Hey, come here. My cats are going spaz. I don't know why. They're like flying around and jumping around. Actually, that's not the right word. Ping, don't use that word. That's very mean. They're going a bit nuts. There you go. Ping, don't use derogatory terms. That's not very nice. Yeah, there you go. Use nice words for people. The Quiet Observer says, hi, Ping and chat. Hello. Good to see you. Yeah. So 34-year-old man, 33-year-old woman. We know who these people are. They're the roommates. We've seen them before several times. And that is James Wood. He's 34. Tanika Bromley. She's 33. Oh my God, what the F? Sorry about that. She was being really, really naughty. She had jumped into the sink. So there's a sink like back here. She just jumped off the floor into the sink full of water. And then she decided to run around the house drenched. She is a naughty cat sometimes, and she does weird things like that. It's like she has these moments where her brain doesn't connect to her body, and she just does the most random things, like jumping into a sink full of water. She's all. I had to wrap her in towels and put her over here. It's like when I was holding her here, she was like dripping like with water. Crazy cat. She's crazy. 100%. Rory, you're crazy. All right. They're just going mental. All right. I've never seen a cat jump into a thing of water before. Hey, Bees Are Life, how are you? Yeah, rip Phoebe. I just want to know what took so long. Why did it have to take this long to nail down these people? It's not like we all didn't know what was going on. Now they've been charged. Now I can tell you what I really thought the entire time. And my entire thought the entire time was they did it. I never wavered off that thought. It was so obvious, and I'm sure you thought that at home. People in the chat thought that. People on Twitter thought that. In the web sleuths and the Reddit, and I'm sure we all had the same thought that there is no other suspect here. None. No. There was no one else. Who saw Phoebe outside of that car? No one, right? There's no third party sighting. So that's what I was saying a couple of weeks ago is that the timeline that was given out, you can't trust it because it came from these two absolute losers. That's what they are. They're losers, both of them. They're just scumbags. And that was obvious from early on, super obvious. It was just. I also feel sorry for the extended family of the people arrested. I heard they'd been copping a really hard time from members of the public too, and apparently they don't really have much to do with either of them. And people had been bashing them, ringing their homes. Apparently, they have an elderly mother, and people had been annoying the crap out of her too. So, Rory, Rory's just having a night. She just keeps running around and jumping on things. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel sorry for that part of the family because that's never nice. I would say sometimes our family members do things, even things that maybe we wouldn't do, and unfortunately, we have to wear the brunt of that, even if we're not directly involved in it. And I do find that very sad because let's hold the people accountable who did it, which are these two absolute pig-headed losers. Here he is. Here you go. Mr. Goldeneye here. Mr. Goldenhair. Yeah, I've never heard of a cat. Now they're playing Muffin. Get down. Crazy animals. Hey, good to see you, Laura T. Hey, Francesca, how are you? Yeah, and I feel sad that some of them have had to come out in the media and try to defend themselves. I'll also say the people who tried to bash Phoebe's family, I wonder how you feel tonight, knowing that that mother now has a dead daughter that she's going to have to maybe hopefully get back and then bury. So I never understood the bashing of the parents. Like I get that kid didn't have a great home life. I get her mum may not be the greatest mum in the world, ain't winning any awards, I don't think that. But she was still a mother of a missing child. She was still a mum of a kid who's now allegedly, according to police, has been murdered. And a lot of people gave that family a lot of grief online, and I don't really understand where that comes from. Uh, it's sad to me that's where what we would do to them. We'd rather bash them than to support them through something that, you would hope that your family would never go through, no matter the circumstances, right? You can blame her mum for her living there. You can blame her mum for a bunch of different things, but you can't blame her for her daughter being murdered. You can't do that because it's this guy here and his piece of crap wench. Where is she? Where's my article with the wench? He's like he's like the Temu Australian version of Dog the Bounty Hunter. Look, he's like the Temu. You're like, oh, I ordered this Temu Australia Dog the Bounty Hunter action figure, and this is what I got directly from China. That's what it seems like. Where's Tanika Bromley? Hold on. Because let's not just highlight him. Let's highlight her too. Hey! Oi! Oi! Muffin. You hear that? Hey! They're running through Dad's computer. They're being jerks. I don't know why. They've had their dinner. I already fed them before we came on. Here she is. Here she is. Here you go. I don't know how many filters you would need to fix that, but probably like 50. Probably like 50, all set to maximum. Yeah, they are disgusting, both of them. And if proven in a court of law, I hope they never see the light of day ever again. I really don't. To victimize a young girl when you're the two adults in the situation speaks more to about who you two are than anything ever about that girl. Anything. Phoebe. She was a kid looking for guidance. She was a kid looking for people where she fit in. That's why she was going to go to WA. She was looking for someone who would love her, and she was going to go to that guy in WA. And if proven, these two absolute pig-faced mother effers are just what we consider the worst in society. That's what they are. When you victimize a young girl like that, that's what you are. When you kill anyone, that's what you are. Chipmunk says, my yard is a magical place. I play with chipmunks and other birds. I believe you. I believe you. Francesca said they look like Mad Max extras. They sort of do, but like an Australian version where you have to drive through the outback and then fight the other ones that are coming from the south of Australia. And then you guys fight over like the middle of like Uluru. And then they all drive to the top of Uluru with their modified cars and then they fight each other. That's probably going to be the next movie. Hope they get the verdict right. I hope so too. I hope so. We'll see. We'll see what happens, but here she is. Here she is. Now charged with murder and interfering with a corpse times 2. It's like Ghostbusters 2. Remember that one? He's like dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. It's like this. They get 2 charges. Yeah, look. I don't know what you want me to tell you except for it was super obvious. I'm sure the police knew as well. If we were all picking up on the signals across the internet, I'm sure the cops had alarm bells going off since day one. They have way more information than us, and I'm sure they knew who killed Phoebe. I'm almost sure they've known for a long time. They just obviously needed something to stick those charges. And originally, when they got them for those weapon charges, I was like, "This is it. They're going to get them. These are holding charges until they can get them for the murder." but something must have happened because they end up getting out on bail. And I was like, that's a little odd because normally they're only charged like that when they're trying to hold you for longer than your like statutory rights. They're trying to like that's why they call it a holding charge. But something must have gone wrong because it never happened. Bees Life says, how can you be charged twice for interfering with a corpse if there is only one corpse? I would say if you moved a body, that might be considered interfering with a corpse. So if you moved it twice, you might be able to get charged. Maybe it's multiple elements. Sorry, my cats were being naughty. Guys, calm down. Go to bed. You're like naughty children, both of you. Yeah, either separate incidents or they could be elements of the same act. So if you had an act that was so heinous, it could be multiple elements of the same act. So the same thing at the same time, but they're like different parts of it. So if you moved a body and then chopped it up, they might be two things of interfering with a corpse. Although I would wonder if you would get mutilation of a corpse for that. Either way, it's probably two elements of either the same act or they did something twice, whatever that is. So yeah, you can be charged multiple times. If you moved a body 4 times around the state of Queensland, you probably get charged 4 times with interfering with a corpse. So, yeah, sad update. A really sad end to the Phoebe Bishop investigation. It really is. I think we all figured this is where it was going. I mean, unless someone comes into my chat and puts up their hand and says, "Oh, I thought she was going to be found alive," and as sort of macabre as that is, I can't. I never saw a situation where she was coming home alive. I don't know about you guys, but it never seemed like a missing person investigation. It always seemed like a murder investigation. That's what it seemed like. It just never seemed like oh, we haven't seen Lucy since the 4th of whatever, and here's some CCTV, and if you see her, you should call it into Crime Stoppers. Like it was nothing like that. It just always seemed like the cops were trying to piece together enough information to charge them. That's what it seemed like from day one. I mean, I've heard of that in cases before where, say, I don't want to project anything onto this particular case, but I'll say in other cases, like the missing woman out of San Antonio last year, her husband actually had a circular saw, and when they tested it, they found the wife's DNA on the saw, and that was one of the things they used as a charging point for him. So could be something like that, maybe. I don't know. Or they found something, yeah. 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 Oh, don't do that. Geez, that was a silly thing to do. Geez, stupid ping. Um, Chipmunk says, so sad. People need to keep their hands to themselves. Get a hobby when frustrated. I have a hobby. It's, I have a hobby. It's called Nights with Ping. That's my hobby. I have one. I have one. I have one. I put my hand up. I own a hobby. Jojo says, "Hello everyone. It's so early. Good to see you, Jojo. If you're watching this video and you're wondering why there is no Aaron Patterson video tonight, um, there will be tomorrow. So you'll have an update tomorrow. Tomorrow being a half day, we're going to combine the videos together for today and tomorrow, so you guys can get it all in one video. So tomorrow afternoon, Australian time, you will get a longer video and it'll combine tonight and tomorrow. So with some new changes to how we do things. So Chipmunk says we like your hobby. Oh, you're so funny. Hey BC, Susan Simpson, right? And her loser husband who is so passive aggressive and over protective, not protective, possessive of his wife that he tried to snatch her phone, and that's what led to the argument. Brother, you an old mother effer. Like, why are you snatching this your wife's phone? What do you think's gonna happen? Like, she'd just leave you and sue your ass. Like, instead, you had to kill her, so she didn't leave you and sue your ass. Like, it makes no sense. You old. You ain't going around like having sex with 19-year-olds. Calm down, old fella. Calm down. You fine. Just stop being such a dickhead. And her husband is a dickhead. Like, he's just deserves everything that's coming to him. Chipmunk says, is playing with chipmunks a hobby? I want a chipmunk. Send me one. I want one. Send one to Australia. Can we have them in here? I want one. They're so cute. They're so tiny. I want a chipmunk. Aren't they like this big? Like only like tiny? Or is that a squirrel? Squirrel? Chipmunk. Something like that? They're only tiny, right? I don't know if there has been an update in Susan. You know, by the way, we are possibly looking at flying to Texas for the Nungaray trial. Very tentative right now, but I am looking at possibly flying to Texas and covering the trial in Texas live. Hey! Stop. Stupid cats. Oh, poor Wowie. It's alright. Keeps trying to attack Rory. He's being a jerk. Oh, really? Chipmunks are small? Like, tiny? Muffin. Can you hear her growling? She's growling because she doesn't want you attacking her, dog face. Hey, here. Stop. I just like throw things in his direction so he runs away. Because like he used to like chase and like pick stuff up in his mouth and bring it back. Now for some reason when you throw things he just keeps running. I'm not sure why. It's a weird thing he does. I don't know. No, hold on, I want to look up 2 trials. Yeah, so Jocelyn Nungaray, I don't. Oh, they've been in court already. Are they? Is this pre-trial? I feel like this is Are they in trial right now? Seek death benefits as a attempted court. I don't know. I think they're in pre-trial. At least that's what I think. But we were looking at possibly going. I don't know for how long or for how much of the trial, but I was thinking of flying to Texas from Melbourne and spending about a week or 2 at the trial for Jocelyn Nungaray, because that case is really important to be at. Will it be close to Trisha? I think it's KHOU, so that should be. That's Houston. So no, if it's in Houston, it's not really close to Trish. Trish is in Dallas. So Houston's down south and Dallas is up north. So it's only a few hours. What I think Trish said it's like 8-hour drive or something like that. She's done it to go to Othram. But yeah, we maybe tentatively having a look at it. Would like to go do the one I'd like to go do is Rex Heuermann in New York. Maybe we'll see. Maybe. Let me look up here. Suzanne Simpson. Yeah, I can't take you to that soon. All right. Let me take you to Ken's 5. They did like a 2-minute update of like 6 months since Susan disappeared.
Months ago, Suzanne Simpson vanished. Prosecutors believe the Olmos Park mother was murdered by her husband. Tonight, he's sitting in the Bexar County Jail as investigators work to find Suzanne's body. Ken's 5 reporter Megan Reyna has been following this investigation from the start. She has a look at where the case stands now.
Investigators, prosecutors, attorneys, and both families are tight-lipped because of a gag order. But what we do know right now is Brad Simpson's defense team is working to get the indictment thrown out. It alleges he killed his wife and tried to hide a motorized saw that has her DNA on it. Suzanne was reportedly last seen alive the night of October 6.
There has been tension in the family.
It was a case that thrust the relatively quiet community of Olmos Park into the spotlight. Suzanne Simpson, a well-known real estate agent and mother of 4, had disappeared. Just days after reporting her missing, her husband, Brad Simpson, would be arrested in connection with the case.
He still has not cooperated.
What happened? I'm shocked.
Meanwhile, investigators would search across Bernie, Bandera, and even a landfill in East Bexar County, but still no signs of Suzanne. On October 21st, his business partner, James Cotter, would be taken into custody, accused of helping Simpson get rid of an illegal gun.
The officers and law enforcement have gathered enough evidence in order to charge him with murder.
Then a month after Suzanne went missing, Simpson would be accused of killing her. The arrest warrant tracking his whereabouts the hours and days after her disappearance.
This helps us come to terms with the reality that Suzanne is no longer with us.
By December, Simpson would be indicted for murder and since then appear in court a handful of times, his brother pleading with him to cooperate as the search for Suzanne's body continues.
Yeah, so if you remember, they actually did this landfill search looking for her, and they spent days out there but never found her, never ever found her, unfortunately, which was really sad. Yeah, but like, look at this old man. You had like the most beautiful wife, and you're such a possessive bastard that you had to kill her because she couldn't take any more of your crap anymore, any more of your possessiveness and, ownership over her. Got to understand, women are not objects to own. They are humans, and relationships are 50-50, not, oh, I own you or something. Like, he tried to snatch her phone because he thought she was like having sex with other men. He's a paranoid old man. That's what he is. There he is. Yes, that's the one we played a couple of weeks ago. He is accused of essaying another woman in Venezuela or America or something. He's been accused of a few different things, but yes, there was new information that came out about a month ago. Who's messaging me? Yeah. Hey, Stacy, come hang out. Stacy. Hey, Nicole, how are you? Nicole says, what other cases in the US have you followed? I think we've done hundreds. I couldn't name any in particular. We've done Rex Heuermann. We've done Lori Vallow. We did Jocelyn Nungaray. There's been so many. I wouldn't even be able to do you a list because we have over 700 episodes on this channel. 700 we've done in 2 years. 700 videos. And we've followed thousands of different cases. Thousands. I think last count in 700 videos we did almost 3,000 different cases. So we've done a lot, and majority of them are out of the USA. Majority of them are. So we've followed just hundreds of different cases over 2 years. But are you cold? Are you asking if I'm cold? No, I went out. I went out to go get food during that little break we had, and I had to chuck on a jacket. So I'm not cold, but this is just my going out jacket. Yeah, there you go. It's just a thin, like wind cheater thing. That's all it is. Yeah. Actually, it is kind of cold tonight. It is a little bit. Yeah. Jocelyn Nungare. Yeah, this is I wear it everywhere, this jacket. It's a Kathmandu jacket. I like it because it doesn't have the stupid, people that wear those puffer jackets, but they have the ribbing. I don't like that. So I bought this one because it has like the quilted look to it, which I prefer, like the little squares, which I liked much more than those big bands that people have on their puffer jacket. I don't like those. So I liked this one because it has the quilt. Yeah. Yeah, good to see you all. Good to see you. If you're missing out on the headlines that has happened tonight, good work, stomach. We can eat later. Calm down. Detectives charged 34-year-old man, 33-year-old woman with murder in relation to the disappearance of 17-year-old Phoebe Bishop. And they're saying Phoebe has not been seen or heard from since May 15th. Police conducted several inquiries during their investigation, including multiple searches of the Goodnight Scrub National Park and forensic examinations of a Gin property and vehicle. The remains of Phoebe have not been located to date. Detectives continue to investigate this matter, and physical searches will continue as needed as information is provided. Both the man and the woman were arrested tonight in the Bundaberg area. They've been charged with 1 count of murder, 2 counts of each of interfering with a corpse. The man and woman are due to appear in Bundaberg Magistrates Court tomorrow, June 6, which is a Friday, and we should get that update sometime tomorrow. It'll be a quick court visit. I'm not expecting them to be in court for very long. This court visit is sort of like an initial mention, and basically they will go in. The judge will ask like 2 things, and then they'll probably be remanded in custody. If they want a bail application, if you want a bail application for murder, you have to go to the Supreme Court. So it won't be done at the magistrate's court. You can't get bail on a murder charge at a magistrate's court. So if they're looking to seek leave to get a bail hearing, they'll have to get that from a different courthouse. So you prefer quilted toilet paper? I don't know. I don't buy the toilet paper. So the lady of the house does. She's like, I bought this one. I'm like, oh great, cool. Thanks for that. I'm like, what is it? She's like, it's just this one. I'm like, okay. Thanks. I don't know the difference. Hey Juanita, how are you, my friend? Yeah. I'm not a spiritual person. I don't understand the relation between true crime and psychic stuff. I mean, I don't mind people who like psychic things and like spiritual stuff like that. That's pretty cool. I like people that are into that type of stuff, but I don't understand the crossover between true crime and psychic stuff. I don't think that, like in my mind there is no link. They don't cross over at all, and it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Yeah, it's just my opinion. But I like people who like that type of thing. I think people they have a different outlook on life, and they're often pretty nice people. but I just don't get the crossover between the two. I don't really get it. Hey, so this is the famous Ninchi. Hey, good to see you. Finally, I got to see you. Time to start saving for a road trip to Queensland, I'd say. Maybe we could do Queensland. I used to live in Queensland about 18 years ago. 18 years ago, I used to live in the Sunshine Coast in Queensland. Hey, thank you for recommending my channel to your viewers. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you popped by one night. It's really cool to meet you. Thank you for sending some people my way. I appreciate it. It's very kind of you. I was looking for you. I was like, who is this Ninchi person? I was like searching on Google because I wanted to reach out and say thanks, but I was unable to track you down. So it's nice to Oh, they sent you over? Oh, okay. I don't know how the crossover happened then, but it's nice to meet you, and I appreciate it. Hit me up on Twitter if you want, and we can have a chat if you are into that. And I do appreciate it. Oh, it's really nice that they sent you over. Kat says you are up late, Ping. We got a short court day tomorrow for Aaron Patterson. It's not a very long day tomorrow. So normally we get in at about 10:15 in the morning, and court gets underway about 10:30. But on Fridays, we only go to 1 o'clock or just before 1, sometimes like 12:55. The jury gets a break between that time too, and then you have like legal argument that happens as well. So oftentimes on a Friday, you only get about an hour and a half of actual reportable type information that I can give to you. It's a very short day. It's not historically within this trial, just this one, the Aaron Patterson one. It's been very quiet. Fridays have been extremely quiet. It's not been a busy day for the court. Mondays are normally really bonkers. Mondays normally have a lot of information, a lot of things that have changed over the weekend, a lot of updates and things like that. So but Fridays, not so much. And this weekend, so if you're not from Australia or Victoria, this weekend is a long weekend in Victoria. So tomorrow is the last day for the Aaron Patterson trial until Tuesday next week. This week is a long weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Monday is the King's birthday, public holiday. So there is no court on this Monday. So if you like the Aaron Patterson trial, you like the content that I'm bringing you, there is no court on Monday this week. We're having a long weekend. So, hey Kathy, oh my God, hey, good to see you, my friend. I haven't seen you in ages. How are you? Good to see you, Kathy. Oh my God, it's like all the friends are dropping by tonight. It's nice to see you all. I miss everyone so much. I can't tell you how much I miss everyone. It's it's felt pretty isolating to do the trial because I'm normally on around midnight Eastern in the USA, so it's about 2:30 in the afternoon Australian time. But 2:30 in the afternoon Australian time, we're just getting back into court from lunch. So lunch comes back at about 2:15 in the afternoon. And so I'm not there to do those shows. And this trial has run so long now. Next week will be week 7. I haven't seen everyone in like almost 2 months. When I embarked on this journey to go to this the mushroom trial, I don't know what I thought. I just don't know. I don't know if I thought it was going to be like this or this long, but I miss everyone terribly, and I miss seeing all my regulars and all the people that would hang out after Trish and stuff. Like I miss everyone like crazy, and it's nice to see some people who drop by in the morning or whatever. But I miss a lot of my regulars, and I miss Danny. I hope Danny's doing well. I miss DJ. Hope DJ's doing well. I've seen Kathy around a little bit. I've seen some of the others. JDR popped in earlier tonight. So, but I miss everyone terribly. You know, I miss our little support group that we'd hang out and talk true crime every night. Zen said, "Hey Ping, since I only found your channel a short while ago, did you cover the Laurie and Chad Daybell trials? I got fixated on that. So when the original case happened for Laurie and Chad Daybell, when the kids were originally first missing, I didn't have a channel. I actually worked at websleuths.com, and I actually worked with Patricia. So if you go far back into Patricia's channel, you'll see me. I used to work over there with them. And you'll see me. I used to do live shows on websleuths.com. I used to do stuff with Trish. Actually, I think I'm hosting a show tomorrow. Not tomorrow. The day after, Friday in the USA, I'm actually doing fill-in duty on websleuths.com. So I'm actually coming back for one day to co-host with my great friend Patricia Griffith. We're going to actually do a live stream together. So that's going to be fun. I think that's Friday night, 10 o'clock, 10:30 Eastern on websleuths.com or websleuths YouTube live. I'll be there Friday night. We're going to do a live stream together. So yeah, it's on YouTube. Yeah. It's websleuths live, I think is the address for it. Hold on, I'll put it in chat. Hold on. Websleuths. So these are like my best friends. I've known them forever. And I used to work there, and we've been I actually helped this channel that they have was like it's partially all of our accomplishment. Like Trisha, me, Stacy. Like when I came on board on that channel, she only had 1.5, like what I'm at now, about 1.5 thousand subscribers, and we built it up to I think it was almost 30,000 when I left, and then they've gone a little higher now too. So yeah, so they're good people. Like some of my best friends, I trust them with everything. We trust each other, so we've been best friends for a long time in true crime. So that's their channel there. I really need to go in there and change that for them. I don't know why their channel is like that. My channel, when you go there, it says like youtube.com/@nights with Ping. I need to change that for them so they have a good URL. Marjorie said the Web Sleuths OGs. Yeah, definitely me and Trish. Me and Trish started that channel. Well, she started the channel. I came in a little bit later, and then it was me and her for a long time. For a long time, it was mostly me and Patricia, and then we brought Stacy on, and then it was Stacy, me, and Patricia, and then I left and started my own channel, and Stacy stayed with Patricia, and that's where we ended up today. So, if you don't know that story, that's how I got into true crime. That's how I got into doing live shows and true crime, and I got my education in doing live streaming by helping them out. So, yeah. DJ said that's how I found your channel. I'm very thankful for everything that they've done for me. Everything. I wouldn't have anything without them. I wouldn't have my channel. I wouldn't have my career in true crime. I wouldn't be covering live trials and things like that. They got my start in true crime from them. They allowed me an audience. They gave me guidance, how to do things, like space on the channel to do my own live shows and stuff. So a lot of it comes down to them. I wouldn't be here today without them, 100%. But yeah, so if you don't know that story, you don't know how Nights with Ping came about. That's the story. That's the story. I started at websleuths.com. Websleuths.com is the discussion forum. I was on WebSleuths Live, which is the YouTube channel connected to the discussion forum. So that's how that works. But yeah. No, well, she got a new one. She got a new one. She's got a new one called P2, which is Ping 2. So if you ever watch Patricia's show, she has a new Ping the router fish. So yeah, long time ago she bought a fish and she named it after me, and then it died. It died like a week after she got it. And then for a long time she had no fish. And then about 6 months ago, she bought a new one with a big tank, and then she named it Ping 2. So she got a new one, and it's alive. It's alive. It lasted more than a week. It's still going. I'm very impressed that I didn't die for a second time. Zen said, "Is that your real name?" It is not my real name. No, it is not. It's a show name. So my real name is a different name. Yeah, Ping was my original screen name on Web Sleuths. It was Ping the router, and then everyone shortened it to Ping, and we sort of ran with it, and we did Nights with Ping, and yeah, that's how that worked. But yeah, no, it's not my real name. No. I can tell you though, I've being at the Aaron Patterson trial. A lot of the people with the Supreme Court know my real name because I had to send in ID and do stuff like that to be able to get access. And I'll walk around the Supreme Court and they call me by my real name, and it's a little disconcerting because everyone to do with true crime calls me Ping, but the people at the Supreme Court call me by my birth name. So it's a little I mean, I love all the people that work at the Supreme Court. They're lovely. All of them. They're all lovely people, really sweet people. I've had a lot of fun working in conjunction with them under their advice and stuff. Lovely, lovely people that work at the Supreme Court. Really sweet people. Chipmunk said, "I named 2 siblings Zip and Zap after me and my sister. Mine died, and Zip I filmed mating. She let me follow her around for everything." Did she have babies from it? Zen said, "You don't want to share your real name with us." I don't know. It's never really been an issue. Everyone knows me by Ping, and if I told you my real name, no one would know who you were talking about. No one. I swear, if you met me in real life, you'd be like, "Wait, who's that guy? Wait, that's not the guy on the live stream." But no, I'm pretty comfortable people not knowing my real name. It's not because I want to hide anything or anything. I like my privacy. I I like my private life. Laura says, "We all know." Yeah, that's right. That's right. You've spoilt it. My name is George. Oh my god, you told everyone. Now everyone knows my real name. No one's business, yeah. Yes, so Ninchi, yes. I actually reported that the other day. I got that information from the Supreme Court yesterday morning that Patrick Oren Stevenson will be going to trial next April, 8th of April, 2026. Yes, I will be at the Victorian Supreme Court for his trial for Samantha Murphy. Yes, 100% I will be there. I will be there and covering it. The other one I will the one I want to do as well is the Isla Bell. So if you remember Isla Bell from last year, she was killed in St Kilda. She was put into a fridge and then dumped around Melbourne. I am looking to go to that trial too. So yeah. My advice, definitely don't dox yourself. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. It's definitely George. That's exactly what it is. You got it right. Boris. Maybe my name should be Boris. Maybe it should be. I don't have a date yet for the Isla Bell trial as of yet. It was supposed to be going to committal mention a little while ago, but it got delayed. So I think we're waiting for July or June. We're in June now, but I think it's either late this month or early next month. And then we should get a trial date. But because it got pushed to July, there's a very real chance that one's going to be 2026 as well, unfortunately, due to court timing and stuff like that. Maxwell. Oh, I've done. Hey, Amy. I've done heaps on Maxwell Anderson. Heaps. I've done tons on that case. Maxwell Anderson is a accused killer from Milwaukee. He was going on a date night with a woman to a oyster bar not far from his home, and he ended up dismembering that young lady and setting fire to her car and dumping her remains all around Milwaukee. Yeah, I have done a ton on Maxwell Anderson, an absolute ton of it. But yeah, I like that case too. It's brutal what happened to that poor woman. Let's do a update on it actually. Maxwell. It's been a while since I've done. Oh, is it in trial? No way. Oh, I missed that. Interesting. I didn't know it had gone to trial. What didn't that just happen? Did that just happen last year? Did that happen last year or the year before? When did he commit the crime? Hold on, let me look it up. Is it 2024 or 2023? Yeah, Sadie Robinson. They pronounce her name in a different way, right? Sade or I'm probably going to mess it up, but I know it looks like Sadie, but I think it's said differently to that. I remember people telling me that's not how you say it. No, April 1 a.m. April 2nd, 2024. So it's only just over a year. That's a really fast trial. Really, really quick. Yeah. 1 a.m. on the April 2nd, 2024. Yeah, let me look up. There's a way to pronounce her name. And I bet you it looks like, it looks, yeah, it's Sade Robinson. That's not how you pronounce her name, though, I promise. Let me see if I can find like a little update thing that's not 8 hours long from the trial. Yeah. Let me take you to Fox 6 in Milwaukee.
From the zipper pull from that jacket.
That is a single source female profile that is consistent with the standard from Sade Robinson.
Now at 5, compelling evidence revealed in the Maxwell Anderson trial late this afternoon. We're learning that Sade Robinson's DNA was found on Anderson's jacket, the one he wore while prosecutors say he lit her car on fire. And that is where we're going to begin today at 5 with that new evidence in the Maxwell Anderson trial.
Sade Robinson's car and phone were the main focus today in the homicide trial for the man accused of killing and dismembering her. Our Bill Miston is live with a deep dive into the evidence the jury heard earlier today in Maxwell Anderson's trial. Bill?
Yeah, hey there, guys. If you're just joining us, Sade Robinson went on a first date with Maxwell Anderson back in April of last year. The next day, her car was found torched, and later that day, her severed leg was found along the shoreline of Lake Michigan. And in the days that followed, more of her body parts were found in Milwaukee County. Anderson was later charged, and his trial is now into its second week, and we've wrapped up day number 7. Today, prosecutors detailed video evidence that was recovered showing Robinson's car traveling through Milwaukee County after it left Anderson's home early in the morning on April 2nd, and along with her car, matching that with her cell phone, which was also in the same places.
Her vehicle is entering now, and it is traveling north. As the vehicle passes the camera, you can see that the windows are fogged.
It's around 1 a.m. on April 2nd. Sade Robinson's car drives past Lakefront Brewery. The car had left Maxwell Anderson's Southside home about 20 minutes earlier. Investigators used Robinson's cell phone records to look for video along the path her car took.
Yeah, he even went back to her apartment. If I remember the arrest affidavit that originally came out, he actually went back to her apartment. I think he thought he was going to dump her there, but for some reason chose not to. I can't remember what the reason was, but he actually went back to her home. Did he? He did something at her home and then continued on. Really brutal. Then they thought in his home, in the basement, they had found Sade. I think it is Sade. I think it's got a H in it, Sean. They found blood on the walls of that basement, and they thought it was her blood, but it ended up being a completely different woman's blood. So, like, what was this guy doing in his basement? It's a really freaky case, and that guy is a complete monster, like an absolute monster. This was like a first date. They'd never gone out before. I don't think. It was sort of like a, hey, let's meet up and get some food and sort of check it out or whatever. And he killed her and dismembered her. It's brutal. Like they were still finding body parts from her like 5 months later that washed up on a lake in Milwaukee. They were like, oh, we found a leg like 5 months later. Like her body parts were just everywhere. I'm not even sure if they found all of her. I think they were still missing one leg, an arm, and something else. And I don't know if they ever found it. I can't remember. But I know at one point they were still missing parts of her, unfortunately. It's a really horrible case. She was very talented young woman. Had like a great life ahead of her, a great career. And this absolute monster decided to rob her entire family of her accomplishments and her life. It's very sad.
Took.
That vehicle right there would be Miss Robinson's vehicle.
Do you see anything about the taillights that was distinct to you?
Just the shape of them for that year of the vehicle was distinct in that manner.
At one point, heading toward her apartment building.
You can't tell who's driving that car?
That's correct.
The car eventually heads towards Warnemont Park, where prosecutors say it broke through an access gate to the lake. That's where Robinson's leg would be found later that day, a shadowy figure seen on video.
It is Sade Robinson's vehicle traveling westbound on Howard.
But before the discovery of her leg, Robinson's car was picked back up, heading past the St. Francis Police Department at around 4:40 a.m. That's...
So, is he trying to say that a dead woman drove her own car? Is that what his defense lawyer is trying to say? That a dead woman who was dismembered drove her own vehicle? Because if that's what they're trying to say, I have a problem with their defense. Carlista? That's okay. That's okay. I understand. All good. I am the king of autocorrect bad words, I promise. I have to do like trial updates all day, and I'm always like typing stuff, and then I post it, and I'm like, oh, that's not how you spell prosecution. The U goes before the T or whatever. Like I do that all day long, and I have to do like 40 updates to my messages. So it's all good. I get it. Yeah, brutal case. Let's watch the rest.
When her phone died. The car wouldn't be picked up again on camera until it was found near 27th and Wells, where it circled the neighborhood for about 2.5 hours, until it was set on fire near 29th and Lisbon. A person walking away from the fire, and Anderson seen boarding a bus blocks away at 35th and Lisbon to head back to his Southside home. Now this afternoon, an FBI agent testified that cell tower records for Robinson's phone put her phone in the same areas at the places and times that her car was seen on video traveling around Milwaukee County, whereas Anderson's phone was at his home during that time, with the last known cell tower connection to it around 1:30 in the morning. We're expecting.
Now, if I remember that cell phone tower data correctly, that reading of 1:30 in the morning, the prosecution believes that she died sometime after 9 p.m. at night. there was sort of like activity between the two phones, and then there was like a gap in activity. And they believe it was sometime between then and that 1 a.m. scan that they believe that she died and he killed her. Well, allegedly killed her. And that's, yeah, if I remember the cell phone data correctly, that's what they believe happened. That they got back to the house, I think around 7 p.m. They believe they were sort of like possibly like making out and, you know, doing that kind of romantic stuff. And then between 7 and around 9, something happened. And they're not 100% sure. Maybe we'll find out during the trial. But they think something happened between that time, and then between 9 and 1 a.m. more things must have happened because her phone stopped sending messages and stopped like sort of replying to stuff or doing much. So, and then I think he took her phone and instead of taking his phone, he took her phone, and it made it look like she was moving around, but according to the prosecution, it's actually him because she was dead already. So there you go. You don't bring a person home on a first date. Where else are you going to have sex? Like, I mean, cars are pretty small. I mean, pretty uncomfortable for the girl too. I mean, and for the guy. You ever had a gear stick go up your butt? I mean, that's pretty painful. I like the profile picture too. What is it? It's a I don't know what it is. Ninchi will have to tell me what it is. Hey Carrie, how are you? Good to see you. Two of my favorite YouTubers, Ninchi and Ping. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. I actually got to meet Ninchi before, so they were in the chat, and I was like, "Hey, finally, we got to high five and make acquaintances." It's been a good night. It's been a good night. Yeah. What is it? It's a ninja chihuahua. Wow. I believe you. It's what it looks like. Yeah, we got to make acquaintances. So that's good. I like it. All right, let's watch the rest.
Expecting to get more evidence here in the case regarding Anderson's cell phone and what was recovered from that here in the coming days, as the state has less than 10 witnesses left in its case. And then it's the defense's turn to put on its own case. Reporting live, Bill Miston, Fox 6 News.
Bill, thank you. And legal expert and criminal defense attorney Julius Kim from...
I'm jealous. I'm jealous that this trial is only 7 days long. That the prosecution's about to rest their case in this particular one. We're in almost day 28 of the Patterson trial. It'll be 7 weeks next week. Almost 2 months of trial. It's been a marathon, an absolute marathon. Oh, okay. That's funny. Sort of like how my name is Ping. Nights with Ping, but it came from an old nickname, old chat name. Yeah, okay, I gotcha. Yeah, check out Ninchi's channel. Check out Ninchi's channel. You can find it here. I don't know. Can I click on? Who's messaging me? Hold on, guys. All right. Yeah, check out the channel. I don't know. Can I do this? All right, that doesn't work. Hold on. I'll get the subscriber thing. All right, here we go. So if any of my people have not subscribed over there, you should head over to Ninchi's channel and check it out. Right here, under the, like in this where I posted. Where is it? This way, right there. In the chat, you can go that way. Yeah, Carrie, it's just sort of, it's like the never-ending story right now. That's what it feels like. We're on chapter 3 of the never-ending story, and you're like, wait. I I thought this was only one movie. What happened? You're going over to the wolf side? Your cats misbehaved. They are very naughty. My cats are very naughty creatures. You are most welcome. Thank you for sending some of your people over here. I got to meet a bunch of them over the last couple of weeks. I may have yelled at a couple too. Sorry about that. Got to be very careful with the laws and things like that. And after seven weeks and almost 30 episodes of trial data, it sort of got a little repetitive at times, trying to tell people about subjudice. It's got a little RSI type in the brain. It's got a little bit, hard to deal with. Zen says, got it. I'm watching Ping on my phone now. Got TV on Ninchi. Good work. Good work. I like it. I like it. Multitasking streaming. Yeah. Yuda says, hey, Ping and all. Hey, my friend. Good to see you. Hey, thank you, Chipmunk. I appreciate you subscribing over there. It's very kind. Very, very kind. All right. Let's watch the last little bit of this.
From the law firm of Kim and Lavoie joined Fox 6 investigator Brian Polson on the Wisconsin Live Desk earlier today to break down certain aspects of the Anderson trial.
Polson asked Kim if there's evidence that Maxwell Anderson knew where Sade Robinson lived. Here's Kim's response to the questioning in court.
I thought it was appropriate, in all honesty. Sometimes that happens in trials where you end up kind of jousting with witnesses that are on the stand. I'm not, the fact of the matter is that Attorney Cotton has an obligation to point these things out. And this is a really important point because he asked the question that I was wondering is, how do we know that Maxwell Anderson even knew where Sade Robinson lived? Because if he didn't know, then that kind of begs the question, well, who would know where Sade Robinson lives? Is it Sade?
All right. What is this guy even talking about? All right. So these two people, they meet up for like a date, right? And they head back to Maxwell's home. Allegedly, he kills her sometime after she gets there around 7 p.m. And they're arguing over a point of how would he know where she lives? I'm pretty sure most women carry a purse, a phone, ID. They went to an establishment where they drank alcohol. So she would have had to have had some sort of ID on her to be able to drink alcohol at a place that's like 21 plus or whatever. They went to like an oyster bar place and then they went to a secondary place afterwards for a couple of drinks. So, I don't understand how you wouldn't know. So you are alleged to have killed a woman in your home. You have her mobile phone, allegedly, according to the defense. I mean, the prosecution. But you don't know where she lives? I don't know if that's correct, eh? I don't know if you're talking absolute rubbish. I think that's very silly. Oh, I'm glad you guys are helping Ninchi out. That's cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. All right, let's see. Yeah, that's a strange point to try and bring up. Like, how did he know where she lives? I think you would have to look at the rule of like common sense. So in a lot of court cases, what they'll look at is what is the logical or common sense approach. And I think the common sense approach here would have to be, well, he had her phone. If he had access to that phone or even her purse or her ID, all these things could relate to an address. All of them. I don't think it's as much of a mystery as what they're trying to paint it out to be. I find that a bit odd that they're hung up on this point, but hey, it's a trial and sometimes even like one word can be enough for people to, defense and prosecution to fight over and be like, oh, we don't like the definition of intent or something. There's all different things they get caught up on. So
Robinson herself? Was Sade Robinson still alive at that time?
Legal expert and criminal defense attorney Jonathan Lavoie will join us tonight on Fox 6 News.
I think they have data. I can't remember. I'd have to look at the arrest affidavit for Maxwell Anderson again, and I used to have it. I'll have to try to dig it up. But I'm pretty sure that they have some sort of like heartbeat data or a Fitbit or a mobile phone or something, and that's how they think they know what time she died. But I'd have to look it up again. There's a lot of technical data in this particular trial, and that's a lot of it is surrounding what happened in that home between Maxwell and Sade. So brutal case, absolutely brutal to go out with a girl and then take her home and then kill her all within about an hour or two. It's crazy. It really is. People do some strange things, right? You're like, hey, I brought a girl home. I can either get some hot lovin' or I can kill her. I'd have to dump a body. I'd have to cut her up a little bit. Like, I just stick with the night of fun. Like, why do you want to kill her? It'd be way more fun to do the other stuff. All right. What time is it? 11:53. All right. I think we're almost done for the night. I think we've done our little updates that we want to do. Let me see if I can find one more on Phoebe for you guys, because it's really sad to hear this news about her. Yeah, here we go. I'm going to take you out to the ABC. They got a really quick little up. Actually, no, I don't like that one. Yeah, I'm going to take you over to Channel 10 News.
Breaking news tonight, 2 people have just been charged with murder after a breakthrough in the case of missing teenager Phoebe Bishop. Let's go straight to Matt Johnston in Brisbane tonight. And Matt, what can you tell us?
Well, Earth's 10 News First can confirm that the 2 people who are now facing one charge each of murder and another 2 charges each of interfering with a corpse are James Wood and Tanika Bromley. Those 2 names should be very familiar to our audience. We've been talking about them for the entirety of this story. They were the 2 people who lived with Phoebe Bishop in her Gin Gin home, and the 2 people that police alleged were among the last to see her, allegedly dropping her near or at the Bundaberg airport 3 weeks ago to the day now, but CCTV at that airport terminal indicated she never arrived. Police identified Tanika's Hyundai very quickly as a car of potential interest. They tracked it within a week to a scrubland forest called the Goodnight Scrub National Park. Around an hour outside of Bundaberg, we saw cadaver dogs brought into that search, but police told us they believed crucial evidence had been moved before they ever arrived. Now, as we go to air tonight, this situation is still developing, but police have confirmed they are not yet in possession of Phoebe's body. That is to say, they have not yet found where Phoebe is.
I don't think it's going to be too long. I think we're probably going to see that discovery over the next few days. I don't think we're that far away from finding out where they put her. It's very interesting to hear in that report. They believe that items of interest were removed from that Gin Gin property and taken somewhere else. So could that be a murder weapon? Could that be things they used to dispose of her? Is that where the charge comes from about the, interfering with a corpse? Because both of them have 2 charges of interfering with the corpse. Does that have something to do with those items that are missing from the property? It could be, very much. I agree with you very much. The fact that he came out and spoke to the Daily Mail while under police investigation as a POI, which he must have known the police were zeroing in on him and Tanika. The fact that he went out and tried to change his timeline and theory in a freaking major paper in Australia just demonstrates your point right here. Very stupid. Very stupid. The one thing that cops look for, and I tell you, I know this for a fact, what cops will do is they'll often interview you a few times, right? So he's been brought in a few times. Same with Tanika, and they've been interviewed a few times on this subject. What they'll do is they record these interviews, and each time they interview you, they change the question slightly. And why they do this is because they want to see your reaction to the same question but presented to you in a slightly different way. And if you change what you say in relation to how they change, because people who tell the truth won't change their statement, they'll just tell you what happened. They don't have any reason to change any of their information because they're telling you the truth. But people who have something to hide will often manipulate their own timelines to suit whatever the cops are pushing on them. And I wouldn't be surprised if that is something that happened here. But he did it himself by actually talking to the male and adding all this context and details that didn't make any sense. Like, oh, she was freaking out about going to WA and not wearing makeup or something. So we stopped the car and then we walked away from the car. And when we came back to the car, Phoebe was gone. Like, come on, man. How stupid do you think we are? Like, do you think anyone believes you that you stopped the car, walked away for 5 minutes, and came back, and Phoebe Bishop disappeared into thin air? Come on, this isn't Madeline McCann. This is not the same thing. It's ridiculous. I don't think anyone ever believed. That's why I said very early on, you got to be really careful with this information that comes out early on from investigations. Like this timeline information that came out, that all came from James and Tanika. There's no one else. There is no one else who could give that information but them. And now we know, charged with murder, they have a self-interest in lying to police about their timeline. That's why you can never believe that information when it first comes out, because it often comes from sources that are close to the person who is missing, murdered, whatever. Often find out later that it's not correct, it's wrong, it's this, it's that. So yeah, there you go. There you go. Very sad update. Very sad update. 17-year-old girl flying to see her boyfriend in WA should have made it there and enjoyed her teenage years in Western Australia. Instead, is now believed to be dead, and 2 people charged with her murder. So there we go. That is your story to end the night. Hey, my name is Ping. This is my channel here, Nights with Ping. We've been covering cases from around the world for over 2 years now. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. Apparently, you know, YouTube is very vanity-like, and that little number at the bottom, the higher the better, apparently. So if you haven't, I would appreciate it. We're trying to push that number up a little more while we're doing this Aaron Patterson trial. And if you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, that would really help out as well. We don't do any sort of e-begging or donation begging on this channel. It's not something I've ever thought was a great idea for a YouTube channel. I like to let my content speak for itself and let my effort speak for itself in the quality of the information that you get. It may not be super pretty or anything, but I promise you I'm giving you the best information that you'll get anywhere on YouTube. So love you all. Have a great night out there. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to do a double episode. So you'll get my updates from Friday's day at trial, and you'll get what we were supposed to do tonight. And you'll see a new opening for when we do Aaron Patterson. When we do Aaron Patterson, you're going to get a new opening video that's going to give everyone watching a very clear understanding of what is expected. So I love you all. Have a great night. If you're in America, have a great Thursday tomorrow. If you're in Australia, have a great Friday for us down here. And if you're in Victoria, long weekend. Yeah, long weekend. Long weekend for everyone. I'll see you then. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll do a very long episode of Aaron Patterson trial update. I think that might work better anyway, because Fridays there's no information to give you really. There never is. I've done 7 of these now, and it's always a little small. It's always like 10 minutes, and I'm like, all right, I'm done. Bye. Have a great weekend. I'll see all the people on Monday. But remember, this week there is no Monday court. Court for Erin Patterson will return on Tuesday morning at 10:30 a.m. Court will be adjourned after tomorrow for the long weekend. I love you all. My name's Ping. This is my channel down here, Nights with Ping. I've been bringing you the latest from the Erin Patterson trial for 27 days of court time now. And I would appreciate your support. So, peace out. I love you all. Good night. Bye.